Okay, hi guys. We're gonna start a little wireless coordination tutorial today. We're gonna go over coordinating wireless for your inputs and your outputs using Wireless Workbench. Okay.
Hey, bro.
First thing, there's Lackey over there. First thing is right now no wireless is powered on, and I'm just looking at the environment in general. So as you can see, there's really no activity on the meters at all. But some cities you go to and locations you go to, you'll see activity there. So that's a quick checkup on the environment in general with your wireless. But today it's pretty quiet. We're in Sioux Falls, South Dakota today. So all these units, all these Shure units, and the IEM units that are Shure are all networked together. In the back, you can't really see it now, but everything's networked together and jumped together, and on the same network. So with the o.a.r. 4Ds, if you go into utility and network, you'll see the IP address, and all of them are in the same world and subnet mask. So everything is networked together and then comes into my laptop. So my usual day-to-day is I open the show from the night before. So if you don't have Wireless Workbench yet, you can get it on Shure's website. It's a free download for Mac and Windows. So this is Wireless Workbench. So right now this is just kind of a generic no show really. The main thing to look for is down here where it says how many devices are online. So if I disconnect my network cable, you'll see the network is off. So it's always good to make sure that you have network connectivity there, and it should pop up and go to green, and then if you can also see here, it starts to populate all the grayed out units that are on there. Okay, so usually what we do is I open up the show from the previous day before. So we were in Radina, yes, 2 days ago. So the reason why I do this is it's just easier as far as what the inventory is, because I bring in a couple other inputs from support and coordinate with them in case those people from the support act want to come on stage and play with o.a.r. But the main thing is you want to make sure that you kind of get rid of all the information you had from the day before as far as scans and the zip code that you're in and TV channels and such. So there's 3 tabs in Wireless Workbench. There's Inventory tab, which lists all of your networked inventory, or not networked, just every hardware piece that you have. It has nothing to do with frequencies, it's just hardware pieces. This tab is where all the magic happens with your coordination, and then the Monitor tab just deals with if you want to look at all of your transmitters and receivers at once, and you can turn off and resort and all of that. And you can also click down here and show different features that you see. I go to condense so I can fit it all on one screen, but you can also do full, which shows you the complete audio level. That's what that is. So every day I go to frequency coordination, and what I want to do is I want to do a local scan of the environment within the bands that I'm using. So we operate on L3 and H4. That's most of our receivers are L3, H4 as far as our inputs are concerned. And then we have the PSM 1000s, which is the G10 band. What we want to do is we want to scan the local environment. So I remove any information from the day before and go ahead and perform a scan using the 2 bands that I have. So this hardware unit is L3, Mark's vocal is H4. So when I do this, I hope you can see all this. I start this. If I go over here, you can see the scanning process. So what it's doing is it's obviously scanning through that band or chunk of frequency and performing a scan so the local environment is taken into consideration. In the meantime, I'll go over here to TV channels, and we want to make sure that we include all the digital TV broadcast and emergency, fire, police, those kind of things. So Wireless Workbench has an offline database that is updated depending on when you update Wireless Workbench, etc. So what I do is, first of all, make sure you hit clear currently selected TV channels. And because we're inside today, you could reduce this radius lower, but I always keep it at 50 miles radius. Zip code, I don't remember. I'll come right back to the zip code. All right, so the zip code here at the venue in Sioux Falls, South Dakota is 57106. So I've put the zip code in and I search, and then you'll see right here it says 5 TV channels found, and it lists the TV channels there. Save that. So what I've done is I've included the TV channels into the data of what's available, not available in the area, or what's active in the area. So we've done all of the scans for the transmitter ranges for the inputs. We also need to take into account the range of the PSM units. So remember that IEM units are receivers, not transmitters, so you have to do the scanning on the pack. So here's the pack. Not quite sure if you can see this or not, but we want to use this to scan the environment from the range. So I'm going to pop this on, go to radio, down to full scan, run scan. So usually what I do is I'll walk out to the deck, the environment, and this is a key thing. You want to be able to actually doing a scan in the environment that you're going to be actually, the performers are going to be actually standing, not back in monitor world, which could be in a hole somewhere. So as you see, it's still scanning, and then eventually it'll show me what's left. So if you see it says spectrum now, if you hit that, you'll actually see what the local environment is, and it's pretty much nothing, which is great. So in order to get that data into Wireless Workbench, you need to sync the pack with the hardware unit. So we're going to go over here to the unit, hit sync, sync again. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Sync, spectrum, sync scan. Hold the unit up. Hang on. Spectrum, sync scan. You got to make sure you're off the spectrum on the pack here. Try it again. Sorry, everybody. One-handed here. Okay, so it shows you there what that is. So what we're using, since everything's networked together, you go back to Wireless Workbench and go to the hardware import and import that data. So here you can choose all of your ear units that we have networked. So I always do the first one and hit import. And then you're done with that. So on the screen here, you're going to see what was detected in the scan. The red block are TV channels. So it's a super quiet area. I mean, this is going to be a great day. This is not normal, especially if you go to like Dallas or something, or a bigger city for sure. It's quite a bit more. Another thing is over here, this shows you everything that was detected. And sometimes I will import our crew radios into the mix. And I'll also use this device here, which is actually for NASCAR. But what this does is, if you put on the close call feature, like for example, if I keyed my radio right now, it'll show me what channel that is. So for me, it's a bit easier to do that. So I just leave this on, and if it picks up anything, I might include it into the coordination, but sometimes I don't. So it's a pretty quiet area today. So that's where I would add any detected things that I found out through my little scanner NASCAR thing. Okay, so we've got our 2 live scans included. We've got our imported scan from the IEM unit. And we've got our TV channels all included. So I've also included, in addition to R-band frequencies, I also included the support. In order to get this in, I kind of skipped past this, but if you wanted to select all your frequencies from inventory or your units to bring them up into this window, you would go to that, select frequencies from inventory, and choose all frequencies from inventory, and that will populate all of your frequency coordination with your inventory. And if you need more frequencies, you can just request additional frequencies, choose a manufacturer, you know, whatever in the band, and it'll include that. So right now I'm on standard coordination for everybody. All the frequencies are unlocked, and then I hit calculate. So I'm looking down here for you know, 33 out of 33. I need to coordinate 33 frequencies a day, and then I usually go up to here to analyze. Click analyze, and you want to see all green there. If you see red, then you need to either rescan or recalculate, sorry, or lock the coordinated frequencies together and then rescan again. So it looks like everything is good there. So at this point, I will do a save as the new city. So today is the 6th, I think, and we're in South Dakota. So let's put SD for today, save, and then what I'll do is I'll lock these all down since I know that they are coordinated and looking good. And then we will do what's called assign and deploy. This is a pretty cool feature. Since everything's networked together, I'm going to deploy to inventory. If you look over here, everything's flashing, and everything is coordinated, or everything is deployed to all the hardware units. One thing I forgot to mention, when you're doing your scans at the beginning of the day, make sure that your transmitters for your in-ears or your IEMs are off. Because if not, when this is scanning, it's probably going to pick up those frequencies, and it's going to limit the amount of frequencies that can be coordinated. So just make sure those, if you have the ability to either turn off your IEMs or on these PSM 1000s, just turn the antenna off. That's kind of it. So at this point, I'll look over here and see if there's any activity at all there. And then what I'll do, which I won't bore you with now, but I will take my Q pack, which is over here, and I'll put it in what's called engineer mode, which allows me to basically listen to everybody's mixes on the pack. So if you can see here, I can kind of just scroll through if I wanted to actually listen to what their pack specifically is, aside from the Q bus. What I'll do is I'll go through all of these and sync them, and then look here on the screen and see if there's any RF activity before I turn on the antenna, and like to see if there's any kind of any activity at all, active, inactive. You know, it might just pop on and off. And if it's clean, then I'll fire all the antennas up, and then I'll put my ears in and take a listen and make sure that everything seems clean. And if not, then I'll go through and kind of one by one systematically calculate for a new frequency. So that's a pretty quick and dirty example of how we're doing things here. So if any questions, please let me know. Have a great day, everybody.